Hello everybody, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be ranking all the Avengers movies. And I'm just going to get right into it. The number 5 for me, dead last, has got to be the Thunderbolts. I'm going to put it right here, but the Thunderbolts is easily my least favorite Marvel movie, or Avengers movie. And I'm going to explain why right now, because I know a lot of people do like the Thunderbolts movie, and I can see why. I don't exactly dislike it, I'm just not a huge fan of it. And for one, the ending is the biggest one for me. The ending sucked. The ending for it sucked. And there's going to be spoilers in this video. I'm just going to be honest. The ending of it was horrible. They literally win by the power of friendship. They actually don't fight Sentry or try to beat him. And I don't like how Sentry in the movie just becomes this overpowerful being and nobody's going to be able to beat him. And then at the end of the movie, he just forgets it. The movie literally accomplished nothing. And that is also a huge problem with the movie. It didn't do anything. It didn't accomplish anything. Nothing was moved forward in the plot. They just wanted to introduce these new characters as the new Avengers. I guess that was a success. But also, like, your villain in the story never got her comeuppance. I mean, you see these people. Obviously, people are going to look at these people as heroes, as a team. But and now they're the new Avengers. And then they're just going to let this lady walk around all the time. That major sucked to me. And also, there was a lot of holes throughout the middle of the movie, and I didn't really like the sarcastic jokes all the time. There was just way too many of them. And I get that's what Marvel's all about. And Tony Stark, let's be honest, Robert Downey Jr. does a lot of sarcastic jokes as Iron Man. He's very good at that, and that's Iron Man's character. But Black Widow, the new Black Widow, it just doesn't work for her because she's always doing it. And she's like supposed to be this dark character, but there's like nothing dark about her. And like with Tony Stark, he's not really a dark character. He's like just kind of like he has a sad backstory. He's not exactly supposed to lift everybody up, but he's like a happy, jovial character. When you see him, you kind of get a smile on your face. You're expecting to laugh. But with her, she's more of like a dark character. So I just don't understand why she tried to be so sarcastic. And honestly, the whole movie was like that. And I just really dislike that. I just feel like the movie was trying to go for a darker tone, and they didn't really hit that mark, in my opinion. So yeah, that is kind of also a problem I have with the movie. I do think it's a good movie, though. I don't exactly hate it. I think it's I think it's way overrated. I think there's a ton of problems with it on rewatch. When I rewatch all the Avengers movies for this video, it was the same thing from the theater that I remembered. It just was, I mean, there were some funny parts. It was some good fighting scenes. I really did like the fighting scenes. Really did like the visuals in the movie. But there's just a lot to not like about it, especially compared to the other movies on this list. So now, number 2. I'm going to have to put Avengers Age of Ultron. That is just easy for me to put. Avengers Age of Ultron, it's not a terrible movie. And a lot of people would be like, why is Thunderbolts not over that? And some people are probably like, why is Thunderbolts even included on this list? But Thunderbolts is the new Avengers. But Age of Ultron, it's not a horrible movie. Especially compared to a lot of the other superhero movies, it's not a bad movie whatsoever. I do really like Ultron as a villain. I think he's a very cool villain to have. I like how he's not really a person. He's just like this entity. And I really like how he thinks that he's got it all figured out, and then his plan kind of backfires on him. I do really like Ultron as a character, though. I think he's a very good villain. But the movie, the way it plays out, where Avengers are basically arguing with each other the entire movie, that just sucks. That's just annoying. And I hate how Hulk just kind of runs away at the end. There's so many different things about the movie that I just don't like. And there's a lot less things to like nitpick about it with the Thunderbolts. But the Thunderbolts, what they did, they tried to do some new things. And some of them hit. Some of them did hit. I did like the new Black Widow's dad. I thought he was super funny. I really I really like the characters in that. But with the new Avengers movie, Tony Stark wasn't funny. He was just basically a big baby the whole time. Captain America, all of them were kind of big babies, except for like Hawkeye and Black Widow. And Black Widow was trying to hit on Hulk the whole time. There's just a lot of problems with this movie. But I do still place it over the Thunderbolts because, again, you're never bored throughout the movie. And again, that's for all these movies. I was never bored through Thunderbolts. I mean, some parts I'd have to say. But I'm never bored through this movie. And there's some cool fight scenes, like when Iron Man and Hulk are like fighting the Hulkbuster suit. They also do Scarlet Witch, which I think is a really good character. And the guy who runs really fast. I forget his name off the top of my head. But I do really like that. And yeah, it's just a kind of like it's just there's a lot of interesting plot points in the movie. The final fighting scene is pretty good too, where they're on the whole island. I think that was kind of like a little weird, but whatever. I mean, it was still a good movie. I enjoyed the movie, and honestly, it's kind of a coin flip between this and Thunderbolts. But with the Thunderbolts, I think I'm just kind of a hater on that movie as well because of how kind of overrated it is. So that's kind of why I'm placing Age of Ultron over Thunderbolts. And again, it could flip a coin. It could go either way, to be honest. Now, with number 3 on this list, I have to go with Endgame. I have to go with Endgame. And the reason why is kind of the same reason as Age of Ultron. Or the Thunderbolts. Throughout the movie, there's some parts where there's just nothing happening. Like the first half of the movie, they're just kind of trying to explain it. And I get, like, Endgame is supposed to be just this build up to this great ending. That's what it's supposed to be. But looking at it as a movie on its own, it does have a lot of holes in it. It just kind of goes on and then on and then on. And this is one of the only Avengers movies I can really fall asleep on, to be honest. But there is some decent fight scenes. I don't really like them going in the past. Nothing really happens. And it's just kind of a slow-paced superhero movie. And I just don't... It's not exactly unenjoyable. On first watch, you are absolutely intrigued and loving it, especially if you followed these movies throughout. And it's just, you're just waiting for this big comeuppance and just great ending to a movie. But on rewatch, it just is boring. Let's just be honest. Like, watching it the first time in the theater, this is probably their favorite Avengers movie. But rewatching it, it's like, well... And I know Endgame's probably been talked to death about. And honestly, Endgame obviously deserves its like own video. But Endgame is carried by its end. It is the best ending to any superhero movie out there. And I don't think many people should be arguing against that. I mean, you could obviously throw a lot of other things out there. But it is so well, honestly, just crafted. They basically, Disney saying, Russo brothers go hog wild, bring everybody into this fight, and just do a crazy fighting scene. And I and like on rewatch, you can nitpick the final fight, but they do just there's just so many good scenes. Almost every character gets a little bit of screen time at least. It does suck not seeing Black Widow anymore. That does really suck. And it also sucks not really seeing Hulk in the fight because he's injured after snapping the first time, bringing everybody back. So yeah, that kind of sucks. You don't see those, man. You only see like Iron Man and Captain America. But when Captain America is about to fight the whole army by himself, that was awesome, and I love it. So yeah, Endgame has an amazing ending, but just kind of a mediocre start, and it's just like basically the movie is like a 5 throughout the whole like first half of the movie, but with the ending it boosted up to like an 8. Like that's how good the ending is. Like that's just how good the ending is and how good of a payoff from watching all these movies throughout the years to this payoff to that point. And this is for another video, but I do think Disney kind of needs to reset with new heroes. I mean, continue with this timeline for sure, but the way they're doing it right now, it's just not working. I don't see that build up to the Avengers movies really paying off as much as it did with Endgame. So yeah. And now, number 2 is got to be the Avengers. It's got to be the Avengers. And this movie it's not slow paced at all. I love watching this movie every time. It never gets old. It's purely nostalgic as well. Like, I just watched this movie as a kid. I just love this movie. This movie I really can't really nitpick much about. I love Loki as a villain. I love the fight scenes. I love how they kind of all team up. They aren't really exactly all getting along exactly, but they're just doing their job. They know they have to do this. There's just a lot of good scenes in this movie that are just really enjoyable. A lot of good fighting scenes, and yeah, I can't really say much more about this movie. I just really like it, and again, it's never really super slow paced. Loki is an amazing villain. The fighting in New York, the visuals there are absolutely gorgeous. It's really hard to see this movie and like see how honestly they use less CGI in this movie compared to the others. like in game and stuff, and this movie still looks this good with the buildings falling in New York. It's just very impressive. It's very awesome to see. And then finally, this is probably no surprise to anybody, but I gotta put Avengers: Infinity War at number one. And this is easy for me. The movie is never slow paced. There's almost always action happening. It's just action paced, fun, thrilling, and it tells a good story. And you have to love how the villains lose at the end. You have to like that because almost every single superhero movie to this point, especially with Marvel, they always win. So seeing them lose here, it feels good. It feels good. And Thanos isn't exactly a bad guy who's just horrible throughout. No, what he's trying to do, he's seeing how planets have been helped by eliminating half the population. And instead of just going to certain planets where he can't get to every single planet in the universe and wipe out half their population in his lifetime, he's just going to snap half of the world's existence everywhere at once, just to make it way easier on him. And it's not exactly like he's doing a great thing, but he's doing what he sees as best, not exactly just being straight up evil. And I just like that about him. And the movie is just fun. The action scenes are great. I love how Thanos is like almost this unformidable force. Like he just can't be beat. And like the first scene, you're like, wow, the Hulk's beating him up. And then the one guy, the bald guy who like has the weird magic, he's like, let him have his fun. Let him have his fun. And then Hulk's just beating the crap out of him. And then Thanos just kicks him, like just beats him up. Thanos just seems like he's like acts like people are gonna, like he's acting like he's trying and he's getting his butt kicked, and then just kicks in the gear and it's like, boom, you're done. Like seriously, what are you thinking? And I really enjoy that about him. And like in the fight scene where he's fighting for the Time Stone, like how Iron Man starts beating him up, he's like, all that for a drop of blood, and just starts beating the crap out of Iron Man. And he even pays respect to Tony there. Like the whole movie is just, I really, really enjoy this movie throughout. Like this is probably up there with one of my favorite superhero movies. Like it's legitimately that good. So yeah, that's really about it for the Avengers movies. Just all really enjoy. I'll put the final list right here. Just kind of try to line them up. If you can argue with me about Thunderbolts being an Avengers movie or not, I don't really care. I didn't really enjoy the Thunderbolts movie. I think it's very overrated. But yeah, that's really about it for this video. And as always, have a great day.